So here we are, back in here now. It's all good, ceiling's drying off nicely. Obviously got them walls done. So today it's straight in and it's only 8:15, and because I primed all this up on Friday with that SBR and that, we should be able to go straight onto these walls now. So I'm just gonna do a mix and I wanna get, let's take you back, I wanna get that on right round to there on the first mix. And then second mix will chuck this plasterboarded area on, so that's all good. So I'm going to mix up now, so I should be chucking on for 8:30, which is quite nice and early really, because all the preparation's done. It's now 2 hours later, it's just gone 10:30, started laying on at 8:30, and I've given all that, that's had 2 coats, that wall. These bits have had 2 good coats, and then they had a little top up as well. There's some deep areas there. And what had happened is, where the lad that's sort of getting it ready for me, I was trying to show you in here, he's not done none, but he'd done a load of bonding at the top. All along the tops of that had obviously crumbled there, and around there it had crumbled, and he'd done the bonding in it down probably about a foot down really. But what he'd done when he'd bonded it out, he hadn't come straight across. He'd gone up and done a bit of the scoop. So of course I'm trying to go straight across with a trowel, and it's left me a good half inch to sort of build up. So I couldn't put all that on in one because it'd start slumping. So it had 2 coats as normal, and then it had to have the third just to sort of try and level it out and try and pull some sort of ceiling line out of it really. So obviously a little bit more touching up. It's still soaking wet, or that third one there really, like it's still wet. So that's where I am at the minute. So 10:30, maybe by about 11:30 this should all be done, more or less to a point where I can run back to it, because I want to then start sorting out this top stuff. I fix this on Friday afternoon just to bring that down, because this header was a lot higher, and obviously they want it equal, so I've put that on. So that's going to need a little bit of trimming off and stuff, get my beads all around that, and then I can chuck that on then. So that's my aim for today. If I can get this room out of the way today, which I will easy, but I also want to get all these rooms, or at least one of these rooms, completely prepped, so I can walk in again tomorrow, and then just to start mixing from 8 o'clock, and then you haven't got any of that drying time. So I'd rather spend a little bit more time in the afternoon just getting all the SBR on that. And that's fine, that SBR. I put that SBR on Friday, and I've just gone straight on it today, it's fine. But for some of these more slippery areas, which is this really, I've got some grit. I've got some of that red exterior render grit for these walls. I don't really want to take any chances, so I'm going to put all the render grit on them. A little bit of grit. It's not too bad, that red render grit. It's a lot finer than the blue stuff. You know, the is it Feb? Feb make it the blue grit. I don't like that stuff. It's just big granules in that. But with the render grip, it's a lot finer. So anyway, I will show you that as and when I'm using it. That's that room done now. That's all done and finished. That was a bit of a job, that was. I think I've really underestimated the price on this job. Such an idiot sometimes. Been doing it for donkeys years, but sometimes you still get it wrong, don't you? You still look, if you're in a good mood and you look, you think, oh, I'll knock that out quick. But anyway, it doesn't matter really. I just need to push myself. So yeah, it's all these in and outs, they'll take time, you know, all the obviously window reveals. There was quite a bit of building out on these reveals, so I had to set all the beads on first, because it had all that, insulation board on it, and everything had been knocked out a bit, so I had to set the beads on and then sort of do a first pass all round them, you know, fill the beads out and that, and then do it. But yeah, all coming out all right. Just needs one more little final polish up, just to, it doesn't, to be honest, but I will do. So all's looking good. It's been dark in here as well because the weather's been a bit grim out there, but I think we're all right. Yeah, all nice and smooth, nice and shiny, looking good. So that's that done. That's the big room out of the way. So tomorrow I'm going to try and knock this room out if I can. So all the walls have had the SBR all over them. So he's already PVA'd on once, so I've just SBR'd them again. So that's all that bonding. You can see that SBR just sits on that bonding nice now, so it's got a nice little sheen to it. So the suction is definitely gone from that. And that can sit there overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come in, get a mix on, get the ceiling straight out of the way. I probably won't continue down that wall. I'll stop there on the ceiling line. So I'll put the ceiling on, and then probably as well as the ceiling, I'll chuck maybe that wall and that wall on as well. Get that done in one big mix, and then pick these other walls off for the second mix and try and knock this room out tomorrow. There's Monday done and dusted. It was a fairly long day. I got in there at about 8 o'clock this morning. It's now 20 to 5, which is quite a long day for me nowadays, but I knew I'd have to push myself a little bit in that job to get it done in time. But let me tell you how I've tied my stupid self up in knots with work. Right, so this is the situation. I've obviously got that job there going on. Now tomorrow, my direct neighbour opposite me goes away for 10 days. I've got a load of work to do in there. Sounds alright, doesn't it? 10 days, sounds pretty good. But in between them 10 days, I'm going away Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and back Monday. So that's 4 of them 10 days straight gone. I've also got that job going on, so I'll be in there tomorrow. But as well as that, listen to how stupid I am. My next door neighbour to them, so opposite me but one across, they are going away on the 23rd. And I've got a fair bit of work to do in there as well. So I've just tied myself up in knots. I've got a potential to earn a lot of money, don't get me wrong. So what I'm going to have to do is go to that job, go home about now, have some dinner, and then go in their houses for the evenings. I don't know if I've got the energy for it, to be honest. It sounds good in theory now, but once you're indoors and you've stopped, it's really hard to do anything, let alone go back to work. So my plan might be to knock that room out in there tomorrow, that second bedroom, and then say to the people there, how desperate are you to get this done? Can you give me a week and a half to go and do some other bits, and then come back to you? Because obviously they've got loads of work to do in the house. So I'm going to ask them that tomorrow, and that will just release me a bit. Honestly, my head is spinning with it, and as well as that, I've got Andrew keep texting me, and I've got someone else texting me. Well, I've got 2 other people texting me, and it's getting to the point where I just want to fucking throw the phone in the bin, go and start again with a new number. Do you ever get like that? I know it's a ridiculous thing, and I would never do it, but do you ever get like that with your phone, where you just think, you know what? If I just get rid of this phone, no one can get hold of me again. I'll get a new number and I'll start all over again, and I'll just have it nice and easy. I would never do that. I mean, that's why I'm busy, because I've got all these contacts in my phone, and people do contact me, and I've had a lot of these contacts for a long time. But sometimes it just all gets on top, and you're trying to do 9 days into 7, and obviously it just doesn't work like that. So I'm sure I'll get through it. I always do. But I'm just in that horrible place at the minute where you're scratching your head thinking, how on earth am I going to fit all this work in? And you want to do the work to your best of your abilities anyway. But the job over my neighbour's house, it should be quite a nice job actually. I've got some nice spraying to do. They've had like not a media wall as the normal one. They've had like a media wall with with loads of doors and cabinets in it, like an MDF thing. And so it's all bare MDF, and that needs painting and spraying. I've got some paneling to do up the staircase, which is only simple paneling, just like square shaker paneling. So I'll show you that, no doubt. So I'm hoping to get in there tomorrow afternoon. I've told Andrew I'm going to bring his toilet around tomorrow. That parcel must be absolutely busted. I might put this video out tonight. I might stick it on to Tuesdays when I've got a little bit more to show you. I didn't film any of the plastering in there really today. I just needed to just get on. I couldn't piss about starting moving cameras about. I just needed to get that big room cracked out, and that's the biggest room done. Then I can move on to the other rooms. But yeah, that's it really. So I will catch up again with you soon when I've got more to report.